What's up, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Tonight, we're talking gelding, we're talking Lasix, and we're talking basic betting strategies. Your doubles, your pick threes, your pick fours, and your pick fives. Yes, I said pick fives because I'm pick five Johnny. All right, so let's get it going. We're talking gelding, okay? Plain and simple, they cut the horse's nuts off. Okay, that's the plain and simple part of it. But there's a lot of strategy that goes on behind it. Okay, a lot of these trainers will have horses. They might have a lot of success in the beginning of their careers, but then eventually kind of start to get like third and fourth and sometimes last, and they're not running the same. Sometimes they'll get a little hot before races. Sometimes they'll get a little tired in races and they won't be able to finish, and they've already done Lasix. They've already had some equipment changes, which is called blinkers, but that's something I can explain later on. And so usually trainers will use this as a last ditch effort to keep the horse good for horse racing, and they'll geld the horse. And gelding the horse, like they did for Smoking Jay, worked because the horse was a very excited horse before races, would run really hard and then kind of die out. They gelded the horse, he relaxed off the pace and was able to win that race. And so gelding is a very good strategy that trainers use to try and keep the horse's futures promising, to keep the horses racing over time, and of course making more money for those owners and connections. Lasix, on the other hand, another vocabulary word I was using in the prior podcast, okay, that isn't necessarily for the horse's eyes. Now, for me, when I first started capping horses in the beginning, I thought the same thing. I thought the horse's eyes were going to be 20/20 all day, every day, but that's not the case. In this case, Lasix is talking about an anti bleeding medication that is used by vets in horse racing to prevent respiratory bleeding in horses running at high speeds. Yes, high speeds, because these horses are flying. They're running miles in a minute 30, a minute 35. Okay, and due to that, blood enters the lungs during high physical activities and can cause pulmonary hemorrhaging. Okay, so this Lasix is made to protect the horse. At the same time, it is a good handicapping strategy to use. When I have a horse that has had Lasix over his career, let's say he's raced 10 races and he had Lasix all 10, and then he goes into a race with no Lasix, I'm going to throw that horse out because that horse doesn't have the same advantage that he's had all those other 10 races. So that horse is gone. Now, if I'm talking about a horse getting Lasix for the first time, uh, my eyes are going to open up. Sorry, let me take a drink real quick. My eyes are going to open up when that horse is getting Lasix for the first time because now he's getting that advantage of maybe not bleeding into his lungs and maybe running a little further, a little faster, a little longer. All right. Then the third thing is getting Lasix off of a layoff. So all these horses have seasons. Okay. And after their seasons, they'll take a little break because if not, they wouldn't be able to race every month, year round. That's just not possible. But they do have seasons. Okay, they have their 3, their 4, their 5-year-old seasons. All right, and so when horses come off their season, let's say it's their 4-year-old season, and they come into their 5-year-old season, then usually they'll get Lasix off of that layoff. Specifically, a layoff being 3, 4, 5 to 6, maybe even 7 months. Some off of a year, and they'll get Lasix in that race. Okay? And then the next race, they'll be off Lasix. Well, in that case, I'm going to excuse that horse, excuse those connections, and look at that horse, honestly, to maybe bet on him because he was getting Lasix to protect him for the next race. So they weren't necessarily planning to run him hard in that race, but they were planning for the race afterwards. Okay, so you have those three instances where a horse gets Lasix throughout his career, and he's getting Lasix in every race. You have him getting Lasix, okay, and then off a layoff, and then you also have him not having Lasix and then getting Lasix for the first time. So the strategies I'm looking for is Lasix for the first time, okay, getting Lasix and not Lasix, I'm throwing them out, and then Lasix after a layoff, I'm gonna excuse, and I'll still look at that horse. Okay, so now we got Lasix, we got gelding, and now we're going to talk basic betting strategies and that's why I got my screen pulled up here. We got the doubles, the pick threes, and the pick fours and pick five. Okay. So right now, yes, there is racing in Japan. The race went off as you see here, so we're going to skip to race 2. We missed that race. Okay. And we actually had a double. So we're going to go into race 2 here. Sorry, I forgot I put that double in there. All right, we're talking doubles now, okay? Doubles. Obviously, a win bet is simple. You put a win on a 10-1. This horse's odds is right here. He's 10-1. Ultima Night. $1 gets you $10 plus 1,000 for those of you that handicap sports. So now let's go to, oh, they don't have it here, of course. Thanks, Japan. So we'll go to, let's see. Let's go to Austria, the Greyhounds, and see what they got. They do have a double, of course, the good old Greyhound. So we're just talking doubles here, okay? So doubles is picking 2 winners of 2 different races, and they're back to back. So this is race 6 and race 7. Okay, race 6, I take the 1, okay, and then race 7, I'll take the 3. Okay, so you have the 1 at 6-1 odds and the 3 at 23-1 odds. Okay, so that's just the basic double. I would do it for $1. I'd hit submit bet. Okay, and I've got the double there, and you see it now. I got the 1 and the 3 in my bet slip. Now, on most sites, and on this one too, you can cancel bets if you don't necessarily like it. But that's just the basic double there. You go to the pick 3, it's the same thing. I do $1 pick 3. I'm going to do the 1, the 3 in the race 7. Race 8, we'll do the 2 again. Now, obviously, you could pick the same number. I could do 1-3-1 because it's a different race, just the same number. Okay? Then we go to the pick 4s, the pick 5s. It's all self-explanatory. We're talking picking a winner in each and every race. If you lose one race, usually 98% of the time you're not going to get paid out. There are some instances where you can get paid out on a pick 5 if you just hit 4, but we'll go over that in our more advanced betting strategy. But right now, we're just talking picking one horse in each race. And for my sports bettors out there, it's a parlay basically. The longer the shot, the longer the dogs, the bigger the payout's going to be. So if I'm doing sports betting, obviously if I do a 2-team parlay, I've got Maryland over Alabama, I've got App State over Michigan. That's going to pay more than if I flipped it and did Michigan over App State and I did Alabama over Maryland, right, in that parlay. So the bigger the prices, the 20-1s, the 10-1s, the 3-1s, okay? Instead of the 4-5s and the 3-5s, those bigger prices are going to pay more on your tickets. I can remember this past weekend, $1 double paying $900, okay, because long prices came home. That was $1 investment for $900. That's not bad. So your $1 doubles, it were 2 races. Pick 3, 3 races in a row. Pick 4 and pick 5s, 4 races in a row and 5 races in a row. So when you hear Wills and I speaking about this on our next podcast, dissecting the Tampa Bay Derby and the races prior and two, we're going to say doubles. We're going to say my best bet is a pick 3, and you're going to understand more of what we mean. Okay, we might be taking more than one horse in each race, and that's something I'll go over in more advanced betting strategies. But we need to pick the winner in each of those races. Whether it's a double, it's 2 races. Pick 3, 3 races. Pick 4, 4 races, and a pick 5, 5 races. So that's it. I hope this was able to help you guys when we give you our next podcast. Okay, we got geldings, we got Lasix, basic betting strategies, doubles, pick 3s, pick 4s, and pick 5s. Okay, make sure you like the video, subscribe. We appreciate your support. We appreciate your support. Sorry, it's been about 20 takes, and this is Before the Odds. Hope you enjoy the channel tonight, and we'll see you guys tomorrow.